I know 4 restaurants right off the top of my head that are not going to reopen due to this. It always seems like the small guy that gets hurt.
We've had to scale back our employees. We've had to let employees go.
It's pretty scary. Are people going to be willing to come back out? We're doing everything we can, and we may make it or we may not.
All right, what is Congress doing to help small businesses? Well, what is Congress doing to help you and people you know? Tonight, the House of Representatives voted to allow proxy voting for the first time in history. And just moments ago, the House passed a $3 trillion coronavirus relief legislation. It's known as the HEROES Act. The legislation has no chance of passing in the Senate. Think of it as an opening bid from House Speaker Nancy Pelosi in the next round of negotiations with Republicans. The House legislation includes more stimulus paychecks, more unemployment benefits, $1 trillion for state, local, and tribal governments, $200 billion for essential workers, $175 billion for housing assistance, $75 billion for coronavirus testing, contact tracing, and treatment, $10 billion for small businesses, and $3.6 billion to protect the election. Republicans have called the legislation a, quote, socialist wish list. Only one House Republican voted in support, and that's Congressman Pete King of New York. 14 Democrats voted against it. Progressives say the bill does not go far enough to fund safety net programs. Joining us now, Congressman Ro Khanna, a Democrat who represents California's 17th District. He's a member of the Budget Committee and a vice chair of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Ali, good to be on. Hope you're doing well.
I am, and I saw a tweet from you that I'm just trying to pull up, in which you discussed the reasons why you did vote for it, but you wanted other things in this bill. You said in one of your series of tweets, I wish we had added Medicare and Medicaid expansion and a paycheck guarantee. You almost voted in favor of this grudgingly because you don't think it does enough. Talk to me about that.
Well, first of all, I do think it's critical, and I'm proud that we passed it. I mean, it's going to give $1 trillion to cities and states. That's going to mean people aren't going to face education cuts. Teachers aren't going to be laid off. It's helping pay essential workers who deserve a raise. So there's a lot of good things in it. But the biggest problem I had was the COBRA expansion. The studies show clearly that it's actually 25% more expensive than giving everyone subsidies to get an ACA Gold plan. And it's certainly more expensive than giving everyone Medicare or Medicaid. And so I much rather, in a healthcare crisis, we had said we're going to expand either the ACA subsidies or ideally expand Medicare or Medicaid.